Audley Harrison was meant to be on that sofa, but having travelled business class on an airline and bragged about how fantastic the lounge was, he couldn't manage to, even though he's been here for 36 hours, he couldn't manage to get over here, which is understandable. He's a big man. His body, I know this, takes a long time to recover. Natasha Jonas, meanwhile, flew back from China in the cheapest possible seats on not a particularly good flight, landed, drove all the way to Liverpool, and then managed to get a train and a taxi over, and she's waiting to come into the studio now. Anyway, this show at the weekend down in Newport, Lee Selby on top as the main event. Now, last weekend, we meant to have a show in Oldham, featuring a guy from Oldham, unbeaten, Ronnie Heffron, against the guy from Liverpool, unbeaten, Liam Smith. That show fell out of bed, as they say, and we switched from Oldham to bowlers, and we had a very lively, entertaining evening the other night at the first ever Box Academy. Anyway, Liam Smith didn't box then, but he is boxing this weekend, and it's a pleasure and a delight to welcome. In fact, he's one of the only Smith brothers not to have spoken to me on this show. We've even had the arm, I think, on Box Nation. Well, tonight we do. We break his duck. Liam Smith, I believe, is on the line now. Good evening, Liam.
All right, Steve.
How are you, kid? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad. Now, Liam, do you know who you're boxing yet on Friday?
No, I don't know 100% yet. I think I'll speak to Dean tomorrow. I think he's mentioned a couple of names, but none of them are concrete yet. I think he'll tell me tomorrow.
Now, when the fight with Heffron fell out of bed, it must have been a bit of a blow to you, because that was, well, it was a big fight. It was also one you fancied.
Yeah, it was one I fancied. It was one I asked for, and it was one I got my teeth into and couldn't wait for. And I was gutted when it was cancelled. And the first thing I said is, can we get it back on? And I think Dean and Frank are trying to get it back on, and I think Heffron's hand's all right now, so I think that's what they're planning on doing. I think, get Friday out the way, and then I think they're going to make me and Ronnie again. Well, that'd be fantastic if they did, because it's the sort of fight that everybody needs, not just Box Nation. I think it's the sort of fight that boxing fans like, and I think it's the sort of fight that sport needs. Now, the last time out, I think it was the last time out, you had to concede a bit of natural weight to Paul Morby. It was good, you got a few rounds in. But as we go forward, Liam, where do you see yourself settling? Is it going to be welter, or is it going to be possibly light middle? Where do you see yourself settling? No, it's going to be welter, Steve. I've always said, I'm a welterweight, and that people are saying it's a big draw for me to fight. I seen a post saying 169 or something. My last fight that was against Morby, and that was just down to, I was meant to fight the Hungarian kid, Laszlo Kungati, the one who Bradley Ski fought like a couple of weeks before, and that was at 10 stone 10, which is 3 pounds above welterweight. And then when I was just about to go down to the weigh-in, and Dean come up to me and said he's pulled out yesterday. I didn't want to tell you because I wanted you to have a good night's sleep. He's pulled out, and then all the credit to Paul Morby. He come up and give me a fight on a day's notice. So that's why it was so heavy. It was either Paul Morby or nothing. And if you go and tell a kid who's done all the training that you're not fighting, I had to give more weight away if I had to on that day. I was there and I was ready to fight. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about that. There's no way any fighter is going to say, no, I can't have it, he's too heavy or he's too this. You're going to take it. At the end of the day, though, Liam, as we said at the time, you did get some rounds out of it, and rounds are always good in that sense. Definitely. Because before that, I had a 3-round stoppage and a 1-round stoppage. So, people were always saying I need the rounds, and I got a good 8 rounds. And the next step from 8 rounds is a 10 rounder. Absolutely. It put me in good stead for it. And then my next fight was meant to be a 10 rounder with Heffron, so that would have been perfect for me, and that's why I can't wait for it to be back on. Yeah. Now, it's been a busy old time for this, but I suppose it's been a busy old time for the Smith brothers for about 15 or so years. But to be honest with you, but now, obviously Callum, disappointment out at the championships, the qualifier in Turkey, big disappointment for the boy. Paul's now back sparring. Now Stephen's going to be with you at the weekend to hopefully get a little peek and see and have another look at Selby. Yeah, Stephen will be there, and as he's always is supporting me, and that won't be the only reason he's there. He'll have an eye on Selby as well, and good luck to him. Yeah, good. He needs to get down. I mean, I know Stephen's desperate to get back into a big fight, as is Paul. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Liam. I'll see you down there at the weekend. All right, thanks for that, mate. No problem at all, Liam
Liam Smith, who fights down there at the weekend down in Newport. It's a lively bill, to say the least, and you know, Selby's obviously at the top of the bill. There's plenty of Welsh action on the undercard. I think Craig Evans is on, plenty of other people on. If you're on and I'm forgetting your name, then you can tweet me throughout the show. It's at Big Daddy Bunce, and just remind me, Frankie Gavin is also on the bill. We were trying to get Frankie on the telephone. We might even do it before we go off air. Stranger things have happened.